Hi, welcome back. This is the second part of the video lectures on the uh, part of the aircraft, and this is consumes the open elective course for SNS College of Engineering students, the third year students, and I'm Dr. Ilangovan, professor from the Department of Aerospace, SNS College of Technology. Okay, let's move on with from where we have left in the previous one. So we were discussing about the airplane's parts and their definitions, and I had thanked the borrowing slides from NASA and the Glenn Research Center. This is basically the total um, you know, functions and then the names of the components and their functions, or the parts and their functions. Okay, so. Continuing with this, that we have the flaps. The flaps are shown here. They come in the slats are there in the front, but the flaps are in the behind of the wing. Now, that's a technical way of saying that they are movable surfaces on the back of the wings that help the plane make more lift. They are used to help a high-speed plane fly slowly for takeoff and landing. Now, this is the function of the flaps. Now, there are different types of flaps here. The basic section looks like this, but there are slotted flaps, there are plain flaps, then there is a Fowler flap, a split flap, and the slotted Fowler flap. All this part of the development that has taken place on the flaps, and they are used for various aircraft. Now, when the flaps are up, and we have a larger angle of attack. Okay, angle of attack, as we earlier said, that is the chord line to the horizontal, the angle made by the chord line to the horizontal, and this is the larger angle of attack. And or you can have a smaller angle of attack, and then the flaps are down. You can have a smaller angle of attack. This is again the clearly the drawing about the what is the a slat and what is a flap. Now, next we move on to the aileron. Aileron is a French for the little wing, or the fin is a hinged um, flight control surface, usually for forming a part of the trailing edge of the wing for a fixed wing aircraft. The wing tip is here, and then sometimes you have a winglet here. This is the trim tab. The entire thing is the aileron. Okay, ailerons are used in pairs to control the aircraft in roll or movement around the aircraft's longitudinal axis, which normally leads in the change in the flight path due to the tilting of the lift vector. Movement around this axis is called rolling or banking. Spoilers in aircraft. In aeronautics, a spoiler, sometimes called as a lift spoiler or a lift dumper, is uh, is a device which intentionally reduces the lift of a component of an aerofoil in a controlled manner. Most often, spoilers are plates on the top of the surface of the wing that can be extended upward into the airflow to spoil the stream flow. By doing so, the spoiler creates a controlled stall over the portion of the wing behind it, greatly reducing the lift of that wing. So a spoiler is basically very similar to what is there in an automobile, and is used to deflect the airflow, and also so that it can it creates a controlled stall or stopping over the portion of the wing behind it, and greatly reducing the lift of that wing section. Fuselage. The main body section of an aircraft is called the fuselage. This forms the central body of the aircraft onto the wings, which with the wings control surfaces and sometimes engines are connected. So this part is the fuselage. Okay, the wings are all connected to that. The fuselage houses the crew of any passenger, cargo, or an array of aircraft systems and fuel, sometimes the fuel also. Generally, the fuel are stored in the wings, but in the fuselage also it is held sometimes. Finally, the cockpit. A cockpit is the flight deck is an area on the front part of the aircraft or the spacecraft from which a pilot controls the aircraft. You see the cockpit here, the captain and his assistant or the co-pilot is here. The cockpit of an aircraft contains flight instruments on an instrument panel and the controls that enable the pilot to fly the aircraft. Now you see a lot of controls here. Okay, so this will more or less kind of finish the uh, PPT or the video on the parts of the aircraft. This much will do. Actually, there are much more, but then we will stop at this, and then we'll look at another topic in our next video. Until then, it's goodbye, and thank you all very much.